I wrote about parties, someone always died. When I tried to write happy, yo, I knew I lied. Cause I live a life of crime. Why play a blind? A simple looking anyone with 2 cents would know I'm a hardcore player from the streets. Rapping about hardcore topics over hardcore drum beats. A little different than the average though.
Ice-T is an American rapper and actor from the hood, or at least adjacent to the hood. He did some crime, but turned to rhyme. He may have even done some time. He also bizarrely fronts a metal band. He's released 8 rap albums, his first in 1987, last in 2006, and he's released 8 metal albums with his band, first in 1992 and most recent in 2024. Hi, my name is Dan, and this is a review of the album OG, Original Gangster, by Ice-T, which was released in 1991 and was his 4th studio album. It's not my first time listening to this, that's my second time reviewing it. Before I did video reviews, I had a blog with a tiny readership and a different list, which I got through some of. And this was one of those that was on that list. And actually, I remembered some of the bits when I heard it this time around. So it's definitely hip-hop with rap. Nobody's going to argue with me. It's been designated as gangster rap by Acclaimed Music, which is where I've got my list from. It's generally speaking, when I'm reviewing a rap album, first of all, I need to acknowledge you can see what I look like, and I'm not a secret rap fan hiding in different ethnicity and different. I feel like that's just saying only people who have a certain ethnicity can like rap. That's not right. But I'm a American British white guy. Rap is not my thing. Okay, so I'm out of my depth always in some areas of music, rap, jazz, country, particularly. And so what I tend to do when I'm dealing with rap albums is I think about the musical backing, the flow, to what extent I can talk about that, and the lyrics. So we've got strong beats. This is the musical backing bit. Strong beats and samples and occasional foot tapping moments. It was quite kind of felt traditional hip-hoppy stuff, apart from one track, which is the track called Body Count, which is the introduction of his heavy metal band, also called Body Count, and that track is hard rock / metal. None of it was musically irritating. Some of it was actually pleasant. I wasn't actually, strangely, that much of a fan of Body Count. You think metal might be more my thing, but I think it just felt like it wasn't great metal, in my opinion. So that's the music. Flow, he can do loud and shouty. He can do low and menacing. There's a few guests. This is a rap album, and it's okay. I think I can hear most of what he's saying. There are some bad words. There's quite a few of them. This is not unusual for rap albums. So actually, there are a couple of tracks in which he attempts to explain his use of 2 particular words, which is interesting. So the flow, I'll come to the content more in a second. Okay, not irritating, not loving it. As I say, not an expert on flow, so I don't really know how to describe it. Lyrics and content, well, gangster rap. Stuff about gangs and violence and crime and drugs and alcohol, and about being the best rapper ever, and all you other rappers are fake, which is kind of obligatory for rap. It's a bit like country albums that have to have a song about Jesus in them somewhere. One of the more interesting ones for me was a shout out to the history of rap with a whole lot of names. And he ends up bigging up MC Hammer, which is, obviously his choice. And I'm not downing MC Hammer, but I was a little bit surprised by that. There is some social commentary and social stuff. Some of the content is actually okay. There's some story songs, story raps. He's a bit too into his violence and aggression attitudes for me, but there are some brighter spots too, and a little bit of a sense of humour in there as well. There's vignettes between the tracks. Some of those are okay. Again, this is very much part of the expectation for rap, I think. So overall, I appreciated some of its qualities and some of the music, but it's still too violent, sweary, and aggressive for me. It's not my taste, but it's not. I didn't absolutely hate it, and there were bits that I mildly enjoyed, I would say. That's what I think of this album, and I'd love to know what you think of this album. So please really let me know by leaving me a comment, especially, well, anybody. I'd love to hear from you. But I was going to say, especially if you're a rap fan and you have better context than I have for this, then I'd love to hear that. But that's it from me for now.